Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. Why is it that some foreign men who have a relationship with a Filipina have a successful relationship and others fail in their relationship? Well, lately I've been wondering this very thing, and in this video I'm going to give you what I believe to be the 3 vital factors essential to a successful relationship with a Filipina. Be sure to subscribe to our friendly community and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. On this channel I provide my views on many topics around relationships between Western and foreign men and Filipinas, and in particular we do have a focus around topics of dating a Filipina. But I still do put in various topics around the Philippines from time to time. With my videos I can only give my view on any topic based on my own experiences and what I've learnt over the years since taking interest in the Philippines, and in particular relationships with Filipinas. And of course, as the years go by and I have different experiences, my views may change. But what I always do is give my honest views and opinions in order to be real and genuine. And again, I'll say that what I talk about is my own personal views, and others may certainly have different views or experiences, and I have no problem with that, and encourage everyone to share their own views and experiences in a respectful way in the chat. We have zero tolerance for any bad language, and in particular for any type of attack on myself or any of our community members. And rest assured, I have no hesitation in banning those people from our community in order to keep it a nice and friendly place to visit. Over several years I've noticed that some men will speak so highly of their relationships they've had with a Filipina, or maybe that they've had previously, and other men will tell you that Filipinas are no good and it's just their culture and their personal makeup and their values that has destroyed their relationship. So why is there so opposite opinions, and a lot of them? Well, for me, an obvious thing that sticks out is a bit like what I was saying before about my own views and experiences. And for these people, they've most likely had totally different experiences, which has led them to form totally different views. And to me, that's just a given. But there is actually a secret for success at the very beginning of a relationship, in which couples can actually lay a foundation for a much higher possibility of success within that relationship. My belief is that there are 3 vital factors to a successful relationship with a Filipina. The first 2 factors could be said for any relationship with any woman or person in the world, but the third is especially required when in a relationship with a Filipina. Now, if you will, just take a moment to pause the video and write in the comments below what 3 factors you feel are vital for a successful relationship with a Filipina. Now, when I say 3 vital factors for success with a Filipina, I'm referring to the very start of the relationship, and things like honesty, transparency, trust will come along as the relationship progresses. At the very start of the relationship, the 2 people involved in that relationship must have the ability or the drive to succeed in these areas I've identified. And I've pinpointed these 3 areas by watching videos of people claiming to have had bad experiences with a Filipina, or from comments and conversations with very many men and Filipinas who have been in or are in a relationship with a Filipina and a Western man. And furthermore, I do believe that if the couple both tick the following boxes, then you'll be well on your way to an amazing and successful relationship with a lovely Filipina. The first point is something I reinforce in many of my videos, but certainly applies when you first meet a lovely Filipina, and is absolutely vital to bring about a successful outcome. And by taking your time to get to know the Filipina, you can certainly save a lot of heartache later on. The thing I see and hear over and over again is many foreign men who dive in almost immediately and form a full-on relationship with a Filipina. They will very quickly start to invest more and more into the relationship on an emotional level, and they really believe that they're in love with this woman. This is certainly a big factor why many of these men fail to see all the red flags, which this woman is clearly showing that she may have other motives than to be in a genuine relationship with you. Or maybe even at the start of the relationship she was genuine, but at some point she may have found out that you were not what she really wants, and she may end the relationship and leave the foreign man heartbroken. The minute you guys jump into bed with a Filipina is the moment you have given your emotions to her. So these guys really need to learn to have self-restraint and get to know the Filipina very well before escalating the relationship. Know as much about her life as possible. Find out her favourite foods, what her favourite music is, and even her favourite colours, and much, much more. To me, it's a curious thing why a Western man and a Filipina fast track a relationship sometimes hours or days after meeting face to face. Traditionally, when a Filipina will date a Filipino man, they'll go through the whole courting process, which can take several months. That's because they want to get to know each other properly before entering into any official relationship. And I guess in a country where there's no divorce, one would really want to be sure that they're with the right person. So why all the urgency? Well, for me, I fail to understand any logic around this apart from the Filipina may think this is a last chance to grab a foreigner and her one and only chance for a better life. And for the man, maybe he just can't believe that there's a beautiful Filipina woman who wants him. And both of them just think, well, we'll hope for the best. But the problem with that is whenever anyone hopes for the best, usually they get a disaster. Now, I believe that most of these men, or couples for that matter, that haven't worked out is because the couple raced right in and fast-tracked the relationship at the very, very start. If you want to succeed, you need to have the ability and the thought process to slow down and take your time from the very start. And those that don't really can't blame anyone else if and when the relationship fails. My second point is that both people in their relationship need to have a certain level of maturity. Now, personally, I'm not opposed to those couples who have a very big age gap. After all, they are consenting adults, and it's quite simply none of my business. But in any relationship, you need both people to have good maturity levels. Look at it this way. A Filipina, say aged 20, has not had life's experience around living or love and relationships to have a good level of maturity in those areas. It's a natural and normal thing for her to change in every area of her life over the next 10 years or so. When she is 20, she's still learning who she is and what she wants in life, and what she thinks she wants at the age of 20 may be very, very different to what she'll want when she's 25, and even more so when she's 30. We often hear of older guys, and I mean much older guys, who may marry a Filipina in her early 20s and take her to his country, where after a few years she ends up running off with a younger man in that country. Now, I highly doubt that was ever her plan. I believe that she's gone to that country to be with that man at that point in time, but as she has changed through the years, as she's grown and matured, she's realised that she didn't want to be with that man any longer. And I hear people saying, oh, never take a young Filipina to your country because she will leave you. And sometimes, yes, that's proven to be right. It does happen, but it was never her plan, as I say. It is because she has grown and she's learnt more about herself and what she wants in life between the age of 20 and 30. And really, the older man should have known the risks that were involved and what could happen down the track. And having good maturity levels also goes for the man in the relationship. Just because the man may be somewhat older doesn't mean he has maturity. I've seen some men who act like spoilt little brats, or they want everything their own way in the relationship, and they'll try and control their women. And to me, these are all signs of immaturity and a sure sign that the relationship will at some point fail. My third and final point is the couple needs to have the ability of acceptance. This is where many considerations come into play, and you have to be open to accepting many things around her culture, her people, her country, her beliefs, religion, and especially her family. All these things are very important to a Filipina, and really those things make her who she is. And really, who are you or anyone else to try and change that? Now, if that's you, wouldn't you be just better off finding a woman in your own country where many of those things may not come into play? Now, this goes two ways. The Filipina must also have the ability or desire to have acceptance of your culture as well. So you both need to be able to communicate well together so these things can be better understood by both and common ground can be found. You each have the right to maintain your own values, morals and identity. And for those that try to dominate a Filipina and make her conform to your ways, then you'll be headed for a disaster, no doubt, at some point. So my strong belief is that if you and your Filipina can tick these three boxes after 12 months, then you're well on your way to a long, happy and successful relationship. Without a doubt in my mind, these three things are all very common with those many failed relationships between a foreign man and a Filipina. If you have enjoyed the video or found it informative or interesting, please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to share the video with all your networks and subscribe to our friendly community and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.